Well, Harlequins don't tend to lose to Shell Sharks, but with 3 wins in the bag so far this season, these visitors pose a slightly unpredictable challenge this afternoon. Round 4 of the Allianz Premier 15s continues. We're on BBC iPlayer and Premier15s.com. But just as the ball enters the shadows, the very first element of the game, unfortunately, it leads to an immediate knock-on.
Yeah, nerves, isn't it? I think, a real bread and butter take, a quite simple take for her, and managed to knock it on. Unfortunately for Sale, gives Harlequins a real sort of first effort in a decent attacking position for a scrum. So, yeah, not a great start for Sale. They just need to settle those nerves and crack on with the game. Chance now to defend this scrum.
Emma Swords, no Lucy Packer yet, Rugby World Cup finalist. 4th start in 4 rounds for Swords, and it's going to be Burford who ably steps up at first receiver and also get a decent leg drive from the hugely experienced 84 Cat Red Rose, Shauna Brown, just putting the shoulder in to help the carry. Away from Swords, a lovely little tip on there from Bryony Cleal, looking ever more at home in those quarters. Playing against the former club Saracens last week, she really celebrated. And why not?
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of banter, haven't you, between your ex-cos, and you're always your heart and soul's in the game you're playing and the team you're playing for at that point. Interesting to see where they go from this penalty. It's touch.
They're certainly taking the option, building towards what they believe could be a bit of change for a full 7. Taken down. First opportunity for the forwards to really show what they can do. They need to try and stay connected here. It's there with Rosie Dobson. She thought she was going to get on the score sheet last week, but more being pulled down ended up leading it to a penalty try, so it wasn't one for the personal collection, but now they are smuggling it through and getting ever closer, and the ball is down.
What a try, a fantastic rolling, driving maul, and something that they go to. Harlequins have got really good shape and structure in the line out. They managed to get it right. You've got to get the nitty-gritty right in the line out, and they had quite a long way to go. So a cracking score from Emily Robinson, and thoroughly deserved. A great start for Harlequins, sensibly going for touch from the penalty and then taking the points.
It's not the sort of score that's lighting any fires, but it's settling the nerves.
Settling the nerves, isn't it? And Harlequins just need to get points on the board early for their confidence, to make sure that they keep Sale at bay. They make sure they get their processes right, and like you say, didn't set the world alight, but actually that's the basics, isn't it? They've won the penalty, they've gone to touch, they've taken the line out, they've driven it over. 7 points potentially on the board. Happy days for Harlequins.
Talk to me about the word processes.
Processes is a coaching term, isn't it? Yeah,
we hear plenty about it.
Yeah, coaching process. Processes on the field. So your line-out processes, your scrum processes, your defensive and attacking policies. All those things.
Formations of a maul off the back of a line-out, this kind of thing.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that you get your detail right. And there's so much from a back talking here. There's so much going on in there.
Very
I've learned a lot about. 100%. You've got to get it right. The arrows have got to be good. The jump's got to be great, and essentially all of it needs to come together.
Voice of Vicky McQueen, who is with us at the stoop as Australian Arabella McKenzie looks to try and get her first 2 points on the board. Very nicely slotted.
Yeah, beautifully struck. That wasn't a given 2 points, but perhaps in her eyes it was, and beautifully struck, and she's set a precedent for the day with the extra 2 points to take it to 7.
My favourite bit of information this week about Bella McKenzie is that she's calling Rachel Burford Big Bad Berth.
Don't we all?
Well, quite. Well, Rachel Burford said to me that Bella McKenzie has got a bit of sass. I said, it takes one to know one.
100%, Nick. I like that. Yeah, it's a great relationship. Those two have already started in that 10-12 channel, because obviously she played at fullback a couple of weeks ago, stepped up to 10, and he's obviously class and outstanding in that. Was it try of the week last week as well?
Yeah,
so
sensational.
really impressive.
think they might have just switched on Catherine Ritchie's
Happy?
sound pack. We can now hear our
Excellent.
referee. That's good.
That's good. I thought it was my buttons.
Enough
Yeah,
about
anyway.
your buttons.
Right.
Yes, we'll crack on with
Time
the game.
on. Backwards.
Swords just allows it to bounce behind her, then onto Conkle Roberts, who will not shy away from the opportunity to offer a bit of the physical stuff. Sarah Bonner will get over it as well, as does Brown. Swords given the
Not
call to
yet.
use.
Not yet. Use. On side.
Simple one over the top, but Carly Waters was well positioned and looks off to her outside, where Irish international Lauren Delaney
Advantage.
is
Stop.
happily waiting. Shifting into that 15 position with Lizzie Duffy out.
No, that would have been a good turnover. Got a knock on back here, so scrum.
Yes, they're going back for the scrum. I wasn't sure if she'd seen that knock on. Yes, little knock on there from Sale. So again, a little let off for Harlequins. They do seem to make a few errors, Sale, and potentially, although we've said, maybe they're not worried about maybe the nerves are creeping in a little bit in this stadium and at the home of Harlequins.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. Sorry. Come on. No, she's second. Susan. You have a stack. Crouch. Bye. Let's go, Joanna. There we go, Nikki. There we go. Set.
Definitely hear Catherine Ritchie now, can't we? Queen's position to the left, absolutely all of them. It's Rachel Burford then looking for the ball out the back as Mackenzie goes on the run around from Scott.
Backwards, courage.
Just slightly overran on the wing.
It was a poor pass from Emily Scott. Just had to check her run too much and couldn't take the ball.
Tackle.
Swords determined to do this at her own
9
pace here.
years.
Wonder whether Catherine Ritchie might want to up the tempo there, but comes away again from Mackenzie. Miss pass for Scott from Burford. Queen's happily finding Sarah Bonner on the wing, who is going to put boot to ball and forces the knock on. That will do. 20 yards gain. Scrum to Quins, and gets a little smile and pat on the back from Rachel Burford.
Yeah, she was happy with that, wasn't she? I wasn't sure if she was going to tell her off, but it was actually quite happy that Sale knocked the ball on. Again, another error from Sale. Shouldn't have knocked it on, but probably didn't expect the second way to be booting the ball at her. Down the wing.
Delaney is normally better than that, and it is still a little cold in the shade down there. The sun hasn't quite made it to completely warm up that last third of the field. You can see Delaney keeping the fingers and hands warm as well.
Yeah, get the hand warmers on for Sale, I think. But yeah, a couple of errors, but they just need something now to settle themselves.
Crouch. Set. Bye. Great. Set.
Decent shove from Sale, just asking a question of that Queen's front row. Looking for the same play again, and it is going to be Mackenzie out for Scott. That time the pass option on the wide outside not on, so they will have the option of the pods back in field. Take this from Caitlin Leaney, another one of the Australians brought into the Harlequins ranks. Emily Chancellor, another one who is queuing up to arrive. Oh, and it's just presented a slight chance for Emma Swords. She knows what the responsibility is as a Harlequin scrum half.
New advantage, offside.
Mackenzie. Cleal. Just wanted to arrive right on the game line.
They're okay? We've got been a good turn. We've got 2 advantages. We've got 6 tackle not released over here.
Does appear
Jeff,
to be
where's the offside?
Got 2 options.
Okay, sorry. Yep. Got options on the penalty. Got 6 not releasing back over there, and then I'm just finding we've got an offside, but I'm just finding out with the markers.
So the referee's giving 2 options to Rachel Burford. She's got to make a decision where she wants to take the penalty.
About here? Okay, so we've got a penalty here for offside. Thank you. Number 1 and number 4 we've got the calls for.
Penalty offside then, so directly in front of the posts, kickable
Penalty
through.
here.
But
1
I
and 4.
think they'll probably go
offside.
for touch.
It certainly proved to be useful enough for a 7-pointer going into the corner
You've called this one, you can't change your mind.
once already. Catherine Ritchie just letting them know that if you're going to call them option from a pen. You're going to have to stick with it. So they will put it in the stands and look to try and catch and drive from, around about 12 metres out.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? You know, they've just scored from the other side. They've now shown the side in the sun, which might be nicer for them. And now they're going to go with that detail around the line out again. They've got a great jumper at 2 and 4, so it looks like they might be going to 4 jumper. Let's see.
Maul!
Into the forwards it goes.
Once, Quins!
Rachel Burford is communicating with her back line. They've had a call of once already, and Swords now comes forwards. There's a Sale Sharks body on the floor, and they are going to get the penalty advantage. It's going to go against Nicola Howard. Still a little bit more go forward, but now it stops.
Great leg drive from Harlequins there. Sorry, Nick. Great leg drive to get the power forward that far.
Number 5, collapse. Number 5, collapsing them all.
Was Howard in for Morrissey, who drops to the bench for Sale Sharks. When you expect this will go right into the corner once more. There it goes. So they'll have slightly less distance to go this time.
Yeah, perfect leg drive, really good body position. The line out was really secure. The driving ball, everyone positioned perfectly, and they just the penalty was the only reason they didn't roll over last time. So I would assume they'll do a very similar setup, and let's see what they do from here.
Guys, no, sorry, that's my bad. Not ready. Just having a word with the captain. Okay.
It's nice when refs take responsibility.
We'll reset that.
I like that.
Third game in a row for Rosie Dobson. Arrows have been great.
Off the line.
Now just looking to manoeuvre things. Just moving round to the left side. They're well over the try line. Who got the final touchdown? Sarah Bonner.
What a fantastic try. Again, bread and butter and what they're all about, but really, really good shape, structure, everybody in the right position, everyone in a good body height, talking to each other, communicating, and that's what the exciting rolling mauls are all about. It was great movement in the line out initially to get the jumper up, and then Jade Conkle's just really come up at trumps at the right time to place the ball on the floor, but so much detail in there to get that working right. Talking, communicating, looking at the back, and Sarah Bonner just guiding away over the line. What a perfect, detailed line-out try.
Return to start last week, having been on the bench in round 2. Aberdeen-born second row. She's been showing us the football skills, and now she shows us what we're used to seeing from a second row.
Yes.
The up-front stuff.
A little bit of both. Shows the talent of the player there, doesn't it? When
Doesn't
she can be sprinted down the wing and putting a little chip and chase in, and then doing that.
Mackenzie gets it through.
I'm so impressed with her. I'm sure everyone is, but wow, yeah, what a player. And the detail that she puts into a goal kicking, as well as the brilliant play from fullback and from fly half. Mackenzie's certainly a watch for, well, now and the future.
Well, Harlequins are cruising at more than a point a minute.
Yeah, I think all about Sale is just they just need to get some possession, get their hands on the ball, and unfortunately the 3 opportunities they've had has resulted in knock-ons.
Cavalry have arrived to arrange Emma Sword's Caterpillar.
9, use. All onside.
Waters is underneath it.
Advantage.
Just not secure enough.
Yeah, that's not like Walters either, is it? You know, I think really, considering how we thought they'd be really kind of free-flowing and enjoying, have the shoulders down, I think they're very tense. Sale look very, very nervy, but you will be with 3, 4. It's like a domino effect of mistakes they're making at the moment.
Okay.
Can't even blame the conditions, I don't think, really, either. That's just a ball that she should have taken.
I was looking at the shadows and going to offer her an out.
Where are you, Nick? Sorry.
I was. But the sun's the other side, so yeah, the sun was at her back, so unfortunately it was just an unforced error, really.
You need a leader out on the field now to take control of the Sale and say, you know, we've got to get our heads back on.
Harlequins getting possession again. Look at Burford just fizzing that ball. One of the best distributors in the game. We know that. And it's good territory gain for the home side once more. Conkle Roberts into Alicia Washington, worth the admission price alone. The 2 number 8s. Good work by Shauna Brown to get in and start to affect the clear out on players not involved. Then Burford's looked to try and find a bit more width. Not the tidiest one from her on that occasion, as Izzy Mayhew tries to tiptoe away from the left-hand upright. Then it's Emily Robinson, first try scorer for Harlequins. Swords back in. It's going to be a penalty to Sale Sharks. And it's Rachel Burford who is just getting a little bit involved in players, pushing them beyond the ruck, trying to take them out of competing.
Yeah, that extra competitive edge from Burford sometimes just slightly oversteps the mark. But
she nearly got sent off from a touch game she played with us earlier in the summer, so I have seen it firsthand.
I have to say, Nick, I'm not surprised. I've played with her for many years. The Red Roses. No, I mean, she's over. Look, captain, leading by example, just getting a bit frustrated there and just gone over the top.
Well kept in. The option to clear from the 22.
Good.
Waters is just trying to keep her hands on this. Yes, manages to keep it in. Then the ball has been touched as it goes out. It will be the Sale Sharks line just tiptoeing into the Harlequins half.
So I think this is probably their first set piece possession that they've got to challenge. So yeah, line out will be able to see what they're about, and if they go to simple to basics and try and get that line out straight.
Gone 15.
Yeah, it certainly looks like Carly Waters was in touch, actually, according to our replay there. Good spot by our match director. Now then, what are Sale Sharks offering going forwards? That's a decent run from Georgie Perris-Redding. Weren't quite going to find the width for Rachel Woosie that time, but then it's there again. Oh, now that came off Jade Conkle-Roberts. It's a slap down. It's going to be an immediate penalty, but Catherine Ritchie not looking to the pocket for anything more.
Yeah, I think not seen that given, seen it not, but yeah, I'm surprised that's been given. But to be fair, Sale need it at the moment. So Sale penalty was a knockdown. Yeah, deliberate knock-on penalty. Yeah. Gives chance for Sale to reset. Okay. They really need a couple of leaders to stand up on the field. The likes of the co-captains just got to stand up now and say, look, we really need to get this game sorted. We need to drop our shoulders.
Penalty advantage for an offside, or if you deliberate knock-on. To be honest, they're about in the same place. Yeah. So fine. Thank you. They're about.
So you can see Lauren Delaney and Georgie Perris-Redding actually having a chat with some players now as well.
How's she looking?
Just trying to nudge them towards.
Great, thank you.
Trying to get themselves sorted. And Irwin's the injured party. It'd be a shame for her to go off because she's been class, for them and really integral in those 3 wins so far.
Yeah, player of the match against DMP Durham Sharks. A couple of tries over the first 2 rounds as well.
So yeah, they're bringing the Sale in together now. So the co-captains are getting everyone together and saying, right, we've got to get this penalty right. We've got to get it down into touch, and we need to then nail that line out and just play some possession, play some territory, put some phases together, and they'll start getting the confidence
Get
going.
the physios off. 8. Deliberate knockdown. Come on.
Perhaps not the distance they wanted, but it's safe and back for their line-up.
Grace White, perhaps just slightly hooking that. Thought there might be a few more metres on it. First start for White, signed from Loughborough Lightning, who's been organising the team fairly well by all accounts, but this is Sale Sharks line out, but it's lost. Picked up by Dobson. Comes back into the tackle of Perris-Redding.
Leave now.
No one here. Boss coming. Sometimes.
Cleo lurking to the right.
9.
Ready to give chase after this box kick.
Hold 7.
That's better aerially. Rachel Woosie that time.
Sorry.
Then Waters. Need to just get some go forward first of all, Sale, which Nicola Howard then agrees to do. Waters has a little scan over the top. There's a penalty advantage here being played.
Not rolling.
Harlequins not rolling away.
She's prevented one of the
And that's 3 or 4 penalties, I think, now, Nick. I've not been counting, but actually that discipline count is not good for Harlequins when they're in such a positive position at 14-0. They shouldn't be giving away those discipline fringe penalties that they're giving away.
Harlequins doing their best to try and keep that one in, but
Thank you. Line, please.
will be the Sale Sharks.
Another chance for them to nail the line out. Didn't go well last time. Let's see what she can do this time. That's much safer to 2.
Don't change 5. 1 Sale.
He's in there with Katie Benson.
Ladies attached. Come out. Play. Thank you.
Waters sizes up the options. Come through White. Bit of straightening of the line from Katana Howard. Harlequins penalty. Holding on. Who is it that comes up with the ball? Rachel Burford.
12.
Of course it is. Rachel Burford in the thick of the action. A great turnover, real centre snaffling for the ball and gaining that penalty in midfield. And really disappointed for Sailor, who'd probably strung 3 or 4 phases together. Yeah, great body position from Rachel Burford going over the ball and making that steal.
Cheers.
Catherine Ritchie must have been part of the EPCR briefing this week, because we heard from Tony Spreadbury that they are doing their best to try and give more emphasis to the player over the ball and award that turnover quickly, rather than allow the other team to have that extra second to clear them out and believe that it wasn't a turnover penalty. And I was impressed there, Ritchie giving that immediately.
Yeah, very quick decision.
Benefit to the defence, where the attack might get isolated. Swords on for Chloe Edwards. Mayhew, Mackenzie. Mackenzie's got the sort of frame. It looks like you've taken Rachel Burford and just pulled her up by a foot, just stretched her up a little bit.
Yeah, they're becoming a great duo, aren't they, already?
They are, yeah.
Hands in 12.
Thought they might take the quick tap then, cut up the tempo, but no, slowed it down and going to go back to basics, take the touch kick again, I think. But why wouldn't you when you're doing so well? Safe clearance and just working their way up the field.
Thank you.
Hearing from Brent Janssen van Rensburg, former Bath man who's involved on the technical side for Quins as well. As Rachel Burford feeds Jade Conkle-Roberts. Oh, now that looks like it's a good turnover position as well, and it will be rewarded. And look at the celebrations and what it means. Consistency is what players want, and that's a fair call.
Don't kick the ball.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was Irwin that got in there, wasn't it, and got the turnover. Was it Irwin? After that injury setback and back on her feet. But yeah, great turnover, and like you say, the referee's really buying into the new variation.
On the edge of the line. Edge of the line, please.
And you can see on here it's a great hit, really good tackle to grad, and then immediately you can see Katie Benson, not at the centre at all, it was actually the loose head prop, so Katie Benson getting in a really good position and a great turnover.
Certainly will settle the nerves for Sale Sharks to shut the door, pull the turnover on Harlequins in areas like that. Waters, option was then out the back for Nicola Howard, but thought better of it. Jade Conkle-Roberts was doing everything she could to hunt down Grace White there, but just did so with a slight seatbelt element in the tackle, and Catherine Ritchie says we will just have a penalty for that, needing to lower the tackle height.
Yeah, they're very conscious of that, referees, and quite rightly making sure that the tackle height is nice and low. I just thought she might have been done for a line speed. It looked like she might have been offside because she was so quick up, but great line speed and defence from Jade Conkle, just went too high in the tackle.
How have you got there? Yeah, quite. Yeah, Brent Janssen van Rensburg, as I was saying, he's talked about a team relationship being like a bank account, which I really like. You've got to make a fair few deposits before you can expect the withdrawals. He's been keen to make the connections work since his arrival at Harlequins. Combination of him and Amy Turner, the new coaching ticket for this season.
I like that analogy.
Washington, lovely gap to get through, and a good 15-metre carry.
Leave.
Kept alive as well.
Hold 5.
Little chip through. It's a nice variation from White. Emily Scott looking to try and keep it in field, just about manages to do so outside the Harlequins 22. Conkle Roberts. So Sharks need to show the sort of defensive hunger in this area of the field that we saw in their own 22.
They do. It's all about line speed here. They just need to be smashing the line speed, making sure they're getting off their feet as quick as possible.
Infield for Waters from the kick. Tuima was in on the tackle. I think everybody's asking the question as to whether it went forwards off the tackle, but Paris Redding's not going to hang around. Straight back into the thick of things. And through the hands, then the missed pass, and it's kept alive. Joanna Kitlinski keeping it moving out towards the wing and allowing Wusi the chance to come forwards.
No, back.
Flo Robinson was offside. I say Flo Robinson, Emily Robinson. Got the wrong sister. She's not even in this game.
Offside.
At least you know she's got a sister. Good knowledge.
It was a Robinson.
Never back on
But it was, of course, Emily. Apologies to the two of them.
Yeah, really good line speed, but just a little bit offside from the start. So, just got to make sure you're really disciplined on your back foot, making sure, I will say to my players, hold, an extra half a yard, just making sure you're really sure, and then you can put the line speed press on as fast as you want.
Good couple of periods defensively for Sale Sharks. A couple of periods in possession as well. This the furthest into Quins territory that the penalties have taken them. A sense that if you're going to be looking at visits to the 22, well, Sale Sharks now need to start converting those to points. Good wrestle of the ball from Paris Redding. A little juggle. That almost looked a momentary forward, but Owen's not going to hang around. Oh, it is going to come back. I think the call may have come in from the assistant.
Yeah, I think it's either a late call or, definitely a nudge from the assistant, because I'm sure she wasn't going to give that. But, quite right. It was either flat or forward. We'll see it on the replay. But, shame for Sale, because they really hit a beautiful line off there. I'd say that was flat.
If we see it.
I'm not sure that's the angle to show us, but I think she may have been a couple of metres in front. Let's just have a look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quins probably
It was the nature of the fact she was almost behind the advancing defence.
Yes, correct. All an optical illusion.
The slight giveaway, but
a great line, and those sort of things they're starting to nudge away now. The Sale are starting to string a few phases together, starting to try things, and that's what they need to be doing, in this position.
Set.
Quins lining up directly behind this scrum. Mackenzie, Tuima. Haven't seen too many carries from the Red Rose. Tipped on. That was nice. On to Leaning. Back down the short side. Burford firing it out as wide as she could. But Sale Sharks do their utmost to try and find the touchline. Rachel Burford is asking about whether the tackle height was legal there.
I think she might have a point there, to be fair, and as a good captain will go and speak to the referee. But it was a great pass from Rachel Burford, and just can't let the touchline not be your friend.
About 14 to go. Thank you.
Can't underestimate the power of having Rachel Burford in your midfield. She can fizz that ball off both hands over a long period and over a big distance, and it's just so fast, so powerful and so accurate that it really does bring her outside players in.
It sort of looks like a David Attenborough documentary of a load of penguins in the Arctic, doesn't it?
They don't look particularly warm, do they? But they're trying to stay warm, huddling together.
I had a word with them when we were down in that area.
Castor coats doing the business. No doubt grateful for the chance to have a run out and a little warm up in the ends, but it is a chilly one. I think I've lost feeling in my toes.
I definitely have. Can you not tell by the way I'm moving my feet around
little
already?
Soft shoe shuffle next to me from Vicky McQueen. Langi Tuima, decent carry from her a moment ago.
Yeah, she's class, isn't she? I was actually chatting to Gary Street in the week about her and the class of, she's got that real Fiji influence, hasn't she? The culture of the way the structure of the way she plays, the freedom of what she plays, her offloading game. It's all just really, really positive. She's got a lot more to do in the game, I think.
She's had a tough little period as well, Langi Tuima. Saw glimpses of the best of her last weekend, coming back from that knee ligament injury pre-season.
It's yours, please.
Not part of things with England. Out of contract, so just looking to try and get back to her best, be on the front foot. Such are the roller coasters of being a professional athlete. Now that is not straight. That was fairly easy for us to see from our camera position.
And it helps the halfway lines close by as well, doesn't it?
Scrum called.
Let's scrum down Harlequins, and they are dominating in this area, aren't they? They're dominating the line out today. They've stolen a couple. They've been really solid in their own line out. And in the scrum, I think Sale are holding their own, and it appears to be pretty much parity. I think the scrum down on the 22 a few moments ago, Sale actually did give them a shove. So I'll be interested to see how the scrum develops throughout the game.
Crouch. 5. Set.
It's a good shove from the Sale pack, and they are. Oh, I thought the arm was coming up the other way.
I did as well.
Not driving straight.
Oh, not driving straight. Okay. Lots of power, lots of dominance, but just not getting the accuracy in what they're allowed and not allowed to do.
But the power was certainly an interesting aspect of that, so might be a consideration for Emma Swords to get that in and away a little quicker. So Sharks might want to turn up their influence in that area.
Yeah, as players, they've got to realise on the field what's working and what's not. And you know, like you've just quite rightly said, Nick, turn up the ante where they need to.
It's been lost at the Quins line. And trying to get going here from inside their own half. Washington. Little stutter, looking for the options. Oh, what a juggle and regather from Katie Benson. Turn to club action against Worcester in round 2. Good take from Washington. It was a high one, exposing the ribs.
Yeah, she's been involved in a lot, Washington, hasn't she? I saw her for Worcester last year and really impressed me. The whole game she's got.
Shauna Brown went in after it, but was well cleared out that time. That's just going to go, I thought over the head of Emily Scott. She plucked it out the air really well. Those hands in the full back position can't be too hot. And this is Bella McKenzie on another one of those runs that she did against Saracens for that sensational score, but well, it's just been lost. And now Washington sizing up the options of whether to go through or whether to pass. Looked like the right option. Waters will go digging for it now. Opportunity out the right, played on from Iona Antwis. Then boot to ball. McKenzie well positioned to gather. Swords.
Getting through a lot of work, McKenzie, isn't she? She seems to be everywhere at the moment.
Cleel.
Hold there. 9 U's.
That's better from Waters, but thumped by Shauna Brown. Good afternoon.
She has been Shauna Brown. That's the phrase.
Now, could there be an opportunity here? Oh, it's going to be regathered by Langi Tuima, who will be the one to take the victory from the spoils. Oh, a gift for the Harlequins centre. It momentarily looked like Sale Sharks had the numbers on the outside, but the defensive pressure to shut it down from Quins turned into a golden opportunity. And Tuima gets Harlequins' third try.
She had a lot to do as well, didn't she, Nick? Really, she still had to pick the ball up and do a good 20 metres to finish that. What we were talking about, her Fijian style, to do that one-handed pick-up, flicked it back up to herself, and then to have the power and pace to finish off. A great finish by Tuima. Tuima, I'll get my words out. A great finish, and essentially shows what she can do and what she will do when they disrupt the defence like that.
Lovely skill, wasn't it? Fingertip stuff.
Yeah, and you can't teach that. You can practice it, but it's innate. She won't want to drop a ball if the line's in front of her.
Seems a real emphatic placement of the ball down as well, didn't it? Felt like a bit of a statement being made by Langi Tuima. Don't forget what I can do, by the way.
Yeah, and I think she's right. She's absolutely class athlete. He's quite rightly said, Nick, really struggled with the injury in the pre-season, and she needs to come back with a bit of a statement now. She's got plenty of time, youth on her side, loads of things to do still in rugby.
2 points from McKenzie. Quins taking their opportunities and leading. 21 points to nil now.
McKenzie's been a real find, hasn't she, for Harlequins?
Yeah.
Just seeing this try again. what a pickup. Langi Tuima, power, pace, and yeah, like you're saying, it was a massive statement. She enjoyed that, and you could tell. But Mackenzie, yeah, I think she's been the back of the half. I think, you know, just her control of the game, where she's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Been fantastic.
Yeah.
And it looks like they might have a water break in the icy cold weather.
Time's off.
But hydration's still important,
Can you
right?
hear me?
Yeah, I think this is an area though where they've just had a minute stoppage for a try being scored.
Okay.
And I
we've
think
got a water break.
the referees.
So let them know.
Yep. Okay.
If we want it.
Right. Okay.
This feels almost like a
now.
timeout.
It's an area that on a briefing during the week we were told is ultimately needing to be managed by the referees to say, well, if there's just been a try and everyone's had a chance to take some water on under the poster at half time, well then we should all be ready to crack on.
I think you're absolutely right.
I appreciate.
I think she's listened to you.
Yeah,
They can't harm me.
I appreciate that Catherine Ritchie is looking to ensure that the teams are given the time that they would request from the officials, but I think it's fair to say we've had it. It's time to crack on.
Yeah, absolutely. Game on.
Conkle Roberts in the sunshine. Might need the factor 50 on. She is from Scotland after all.
Now, Nick. It's warm there sometimes, you know.
I'm ginger, I can say it. It's okay. Waters is underneath it. It's another good take. After a couple of nervy ones early on, she's settling into that aerial battle. And the pick from Nick James.
Powerful carry. Oh, it's turned over.
Look who's in there turning things over. One Shauna Brown back in the back row.
Charge down.
Charge down is going to work out though for Sale Sharks.
Great charge down from Circe. Came out of nowhere really, but it shows her effort and work ethic to get there.
Good hands. Backwards.
Advance
Washington.
scrum. Off point. Yep. It's a scrum.
Just content to keep finding the gaps and keep going forwards. Alicia Washington needs to be careful she's not isolated here. Looks for a really long reach back to present the ball. Worked well for her as well, but Shauna Brown now in to get over that.
There. 11. High tackle.
It was going to be awarded to Brown, but we're going to come back for the advantage of a high tackle. And Sale Sharks now, what's going to be the decision here? Nothing on the board, 21 points down, 34 minutes on the clock. Do 3 points mean much at this stage? They're just having a little discussion and a point.
I think they do, Nick. I think that the right thing for them is to settle the nerves, get 3 points on the board. They've still got a couple of minutes before half time.
Yep, she's on.
It's a hectic little passage, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great charge down, wasn't it? And then a lovely placement actually to get the ball away. A great carry from, I think it was Nick James, wasn't it? Really good carry, and then a great turnover from Shauna Brown. Just her body position. But I think they're saying in from the side.
So, chance for Sale Sharks' first points, then through Grace White. A few minutes remaining of the first half. It won't win prettiest kick of the season, but it's still 3 points.
It won't. 3 points are 3 points though, Nick, and I think the right decision by them to go for the 3 points, just to give them a chance to take a breath, reset, go back. They'll receive the kick-off, and they've now got 3 points on the board. Harlequins won't rush this though.
From small acorns to Oaks Grow. So, Mackenzie. Won't be contestable on their own side, and it's just taken on the fingertips by Kay Searcy. In for the other Vicky Irwin this week. Joined Sale Sharks as part of the Wasps exodus, former Saracen. Turnover ball without it being able to be played. Chloe Edwards in there helping the spoiling effort. Harlequins will have a central scrum position.
They've been really good around the breakdown, Harlequins. You know, given a couple of pens away, but actually been really feisty, very aggressive, really just in there in terms of the battle. And I think that's where Sale have been lacking a little bit this half, of just being first there, really wanting the ball at these breakdowns and prepared to put their head where their body might not want it.
Coach! 5! on, Nick. Set.
Swords gets the tap on the backside of Conkle Roberts, but the pass over the shoulder was a little wanting. Oh, and it's penalty time for Sale Sharks. They celebrate it like it's a score under the posts.
That's it. Away.
And they need to celebrate those small wins, because those small wins, like you said, the little acorns grow into oak trees, and they need to get these. They need to string together these small wins to create some real momentum now. Not long before half time, but they've got a chance to nudge it upfield.
Edge the line, please.
Kay Searcy, the one with the turnover, growing into this game, spotting a more and more now. Set piece at line-out time for Sale Sharks is not necessarily functioning as they would like. It's a couple that have been thrown away to Quins. Conkle Roberts, accompanied by Bonner and Brown, trio of internationals back from Rugby World Cup.
9, use it.
Swords plays it away for Mackenzie. Are Harlequins considering using this? Mackenzie will just dink this over. It was handled well enough by Delaney. Oh, it's been given as forwards. I wondered if that might get a caller backwards, but I'm not. Catherine Ritchie.
Yeah, I thought so too. It's a shame, because she actually kind of gathered that quite well. She was looking to put the pass into space, and that might have been a nice counter-attack for Sale.
One, got it. Yeah, we'll make it back. Come on, let's make it back. Coach. Bind. Set. Stand up. Okay? You hold your weight. Hold your position, don't step back, okay? Yeah. Let's go, Quinn! Let's go, Mark! 2 seconds! Here we go, please! Stick! Crouch! Bind! Here we go, Dad! Here we go, Benny. Come on, Benny. Set!
In from Swords. Just wonder if Sale Sharks can keep their discipline in terms of direction here. What sort of questions it will continue to ask of this Harlequin scrum.
Reset, okay? 9. Okay, we said before, if we've got that platform, don't delay. I've not got anything from the AR, and I've got a stable platform.
How long can they hold it before they've got the ball in?
So we've just had a word with the night, don't worry. But, okay? She's in! Here we go! 6 seconds! Coach! Bind! Set!
Steadier from both front rows. Tuima on the little lazy switch. Played Conkle Roberts, the next one to arrive, and then shot was a really good one from Katana Howard as Caitlin Leaney looked to come round. This is Robinson into Washington, bounces off one, and then Vicky Irwin required to put the shoulder in. That looks like it may be a turnover opportunity, but a penalty advantage is actually the call. Cleel, head down. Mackenzie out behind Brown, floated over the top from Burford, and then a little bit more room. Thought for a moment Izzy Mayhew might tiptoe down that far touchline, but this is Shauna Brown into the tackler Nick James. Swords wants them a little closer. Chloe Edwards very happy to be driven closer to the line. Paris Redding in there making the tackle. Alicia Washington wanting to get over the ball, but told to leave it well alone. Harlequins looking to try and secure the bonus point before half-time here. A minute to go. Conkle Roberts with the hands on the ball. Isn't quite going to get there that time. Given us short.
On the line.
They drive, looking for the line, and Ritchie sees the try. Harlequins will get the 4th try and the bonus point on the stroke of half-time. It's Bryony Cleal who comes up with the ball.
Sorry, I was over the line, I was definitely over.
For me, I hadn't got it clearly over there, I had it beyond.
2 tries so far in the quarters of Harlequins, and she's made it 3. It's an eventful start to her Quins career, and a yellow card as well, a broken nose for good measure. But Bryony Cleal back on the score sheet again. And there's a chance for Mackenzie to make it, well, a pretty perfect first half if you're a Harlequins fan. Another 2 points from Mackenzie. Well, Sale Sharks may have been the side coming into this one with 3 out of 3 on the board in the Allianz Premier 15s. But at the Stoop this afternoon, after the first 40 minutes, it's Harlequins who are cooking on gas. 4 tries over the course of that first 40 minutes. All of them converted. Bonus point on the board. And to the 1 penalty from Grace White. It's Harlequins 28, Sale Sharks 3 at half-time. Tries from Robinson, Bonner, Tuima and Bryony Cleal. And we can have a look over that first half. Let's head down pitch side. Vicky McQueen is alongside Ashley Wilmot.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, I'm alongside Vicky. Nice little run there from commentary. Thanks for
Getting my
joining
feet
me.
warm anyway, so it's good.
The microphones are actually like ice cubes, aren't they?
They
so
are,
sorry about that.
yeah.
I should have worn them up.
That's okay, should have worn the gloves.
Well, what a first start to the game. What did you make of it?
Oh, it was a great start. I mean, you give credit to Quins. They've come here to do a job. We said before the game they need to do the basics well. They've completely monopolised on the driving maul. So scored a couple of good tries there. A great try from Lagi Tuima to take the opportunity. But that all came through the defence of Harlequins, the press. The line speed is brilliant. So yeah, they've just really took a hold of the game. And unfortunately, Sale haven't really had many answers. They a couple of early nerves, a couple of knock-ons early on probably didn't help them. And they just haven't really got into the game, unfortunately.
And it didn't take Harlequins long to get into the game. I think it was about 3 minutes. Let's take a look at the first try from Emily Robinson. This is her first try of the season so far.
So yeah, great taking the line out. I was talking about it in commentary that the structure and shape they've got in the line out. You can see the body positions are fantastic as they're driving forwards. Lots of vocals from scrum half and making sure they just really nail that. You know, it's a classic try. Really, really important first score for Harlequins. That was just all about the detail.
And converted by Bella McKenzie. She's really making her mark, isn't she?
Classic athlete, isn't she? She's been so impressive. I mean, to play at fullback, then get that try the week last week. She's absolutely class. She's got everything. She's got a kicking game, a running game. She's got great vision. Her work rate's phenomenal. She's everywhere. So no, for me, she's been a really key player in the game so far.
And a few early mistakes from Sale, as we'll see here. Delaney, there was a knock on there.
Yeah.
They gave away 2 penalties right in front of the post in the first 15 minutes. Is that nerves?
I think so. I mean, you would see more of these players. You know, that's not normal for a player to do that. You know, in that position. I think very early, first touch of the ball. You know, it is icy, but we're used to that as rugby players. You know, we shouldn't be making mistakes. Another error coming up there where just the ball's just knocked forward again, and those it's like a domino effect. As I said in commentary, you know, one mistake leads to another mistake. You'd see on the VT there, she's really trying to get her hands warm, but you know, you've got to nail those basics, and it just becomes more and more pressure on Sale.
Exactly, and pressure that Harlequins will capitalise on if you give them half an opportunity. And
100%.
Sarah Bonner, who was player of the match last run out, she got over the try line for the first time this season as well, 12 minutes into the game.
She showed us a few skills as well, didn't she? So she showed us the try, but also the little chip and chase on the wing as well. So yeah, Sarah Bonner, classic athlete. You know, she's a fully fledged international. She's amazing in the line out. She's amazing in the loose. And here, all she needed to do, Again, very similar to the last try. Their body positions are very good, but she can see the communication in there. She's really talking, making sure she's aware of where the ball is all the time. You've got everybody on the same page, nailing that, the power and pace to get across, power and leg drive to get across. Fantastic try.
And you mentioned Lagi Tuima just earlier on. She did manage to get a try as well, gifted almost by Sale. She's coming back from her injury in pre-season, really growing in confidence.
Yeah, I'm really pleased for her because, it's a bit of a statement for her to come back and show some classic handling skills. We talked about the Fijian culture, about the way she plays and her handling here to great pressure in defence from Harlequins, but to pick that ball up, it looks easy, on the eye, but actually to flick the ball up, to maintain that control and have the speed and power and presence of mind to score. She looks happy with that.
She does. She looks really happy, and look at them celebrating. It's great to see. Sale did manage to get 3 points with that penalty, but then just before the half-time whistle, Bryony Cleal bulldozed over the line, didn't she?
Yeah, she's great, and it's great to see Bryony back, and it's like having an extra back row on the field. To have her at tight head prop, fantastic today, and she really took the opportunity. That'll turn into 10 metres in the end, I'm sure, after the game, but a great try, really good power and a good presence.
Now, I'm pleased to say we're joined in studio with Katie Mew. Katie, I'm so sorry to not see you out there today. Just how's the finger holding up?
Yeah, no, finger's getting there. Seeing a specialist on Monday, just kind of see time frames and stuff like that. But hopefully not too long till I'll be out running out there with the girls.
And it's not the warmest of days.
Especially, I was going to say, especially days like this, I'd definitely be preferred to be warmer than I currently am.
I mean, a perfect half. Kind of?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think forwards, credit to the forwards, fellow forward here.
You would say that. I agree.
3 tries there from obviously the forwards, and then beautiful hands from Langy there. How she caught that with the conditions currently with cold hands, but yeah, really pleased with the girls.
And the pressure, I mean, it just shows the confidence in Langy to just capitalise on their mistakes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's what we're really good at. So Sale make a few mistakes, we really capitalise on that, whether it's kicking them, putting a bit more pressure onto them, forcing those knock-ons and getting those turnovers as well.
Now talk to me about Bella McKenzie as well, because she's making quite the impact. She's an Australian international alongside Caitlin Leaney.
Yep.
How are they, making their mark inside the camp?
They're 2 great girls. They bring so much energy. Bit Fruit Loopy, but
nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, 100%. I agree.
That's from fellow Aussies, but they bring something different to Quins, and that's what we need. And 2 really good players and fit in really well here at Quins.
I say we talked about the work rate from Mackenzie. The energy she brings, is that transferred into work rate on the field as well? Because she seems to be everywhere.
Yeah, she is typical everywhere. Carries, tackles, stealing lineouts today. Really good player.
Just the full ticket, isn't she?
Exactly.
Yeah, she does seem to be. I'm excited to see her in the second half. Now Amy Turner as well. She's head coach starting this season. How have you found it being under her reign?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we haven't probably really experienced from Quins, especially like Brent being forwards coach as well. But she brings something to Quins that we've needed, and different ideas. Wants us to try this. Let's play rugby. Really good fit.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
you
just
want
play rugby.
Yeah,
exactly. Just play rugby.
Best way to get the best up there.
And Vicky, you did actually play alongside Amy. So what was she like as a player back then as well?
Exactly the same as she is as a coach. She just take opportunities, a real X-factor player. Wants to live on the edge and take quick tap penalties and all those things. You can see that coming through in her coaching style, which is brilliant because it's the way Harlequins want to play.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what do you think she'll be saying now at half time? More of the same?
I think we'd like to keep it in hands, get it through our backs a little bit more. Our backs, we've got some really good backs out there. Get it to those wingers. Obviously score a few more tries, let the backs have a little go instead of the forwards having all the work.
Yeah, exactly. Great to speak to you, Katie. Thanks so much for being on today.
Thanks for having me.
And speaking of players in the Premier 15s, next up we're going to be taking a look at Georgie Grimes from Exeter Chiefs. She's been contributing to the pitch in more ways than one.
You don't realise what has to go on behind the scenes for the pitch to be perfect. The question comes up quite a lot whether I'd rather run out of Twickenham or cut it. If I had to choose something, obviously that wouldn't be an easy decision to make. So I grew up in Gibraltar, I was born there. Rugby back there is not very big. The local side was like 20 minutes away across the border into Spain. I turned 16 and then it became an option whether I stopped playing rugby because travelling to the local women's side was about 2 hours away, or I looked to come over to the UK. Susie came down to Exeter and she got in contact with me and asked if I wanted to come down here and experience something new and have a new challenge. COVID hit, and then it became a realisation, like, I need to actually think, what do I want to do with my life in the bigger picture? Do I actually want to spend 3 years studying at uni when I probably wasn't the most academic person? I took the gamble and come down to Exeter with Susie. Ended up having a lot of free time on my hands because I'd be training 3 times a week, and then you'd have like the rest of the week just twiddling your thumbs at home, I suppose. And then we were sat in the stand and the grounds team at the time were doing stuff on the pitch. And I said to one of the girls, like, that's what I want to do. And then because I said it, I had to do it, and I've enjoyed it since. We're going to prep the pitch to spray some products down, so we tend to measure it out in 4-metre blocks. We tend to normally use a different tape measure, but that broke this morning. Someone went over it with a mower. And we'll get the boom sprayer out and just walk up and down. It tends to be products that's going to help the pitch grow so that it's looking nicer for the weekend. What caught my eye for the job was how different it is to like your regular office job. I'm outside pretty much all the time. When the sun's shining, you're living your best life. We're marking out the pitch, so we're using a laser, make sure the lines are dead straight. So on the laser, you've got like 2 guidelines that you'd match up to your white line. And once they're matched up, hopefully the reflector should also be matched up. So you switch your laser on, and then you're trying to find the reflector with the laser so that that is straight as well. Yeah, the paint's not coming out. It's quite bittersweet, really, playing at like your own pitch that you like prep in that sense. Obviously, the sweet bit is you're getting to run around Sandy Park. But then the bitter bit is that you've prepped it all, you've done all this hard work for one scrum to happen, and it ruins it in that sense, and you're just a bit like, right. And then you go in on like the next day and you have to try and sort that out, even though you know you did that.
So Exeter Chiefs' very own groundswoman there in Georgie Grimes. I absolutely love hearing from her in that feature there. Now I'm delighted to be joined by player and brand manager at Sale Sharks, Vicky Owen. Vicky, disappointing half considering your run so far?
I think it's disappointing in terms of our errors have led to their points. I think we've really let them into the game there. It's not a true reflection of kind of how we've gone for the last 3 games, and I expect a bit of a reaction of how we come out at half time. I
mean, there was quite a lot of changes. There's 8 changes, I think, to your side going into today. Is it just about finding your feet, or rotation of the squad not quite clicking?
Yeah, I guess, a bit of nerves too. Traditionally we're quite a young team. But we're playing in top Premiership rugby here, so nerves have to go sometime.
Yeah, exactly. They're up against, one of the best teams in Harlequins. What do you make of it?
Yeah, 100%. I was just saying, just off camera then, the parity in the scrums, you've definitely got the scrum, not necessarily the edge in the scrum, but you've got a good platform there. I think the line-outs has been a bit of a struggle, but essentially, like you've quite rightly said, it's just errors, isn't it? And errors that Harlequins have quite rightly capitalised on. So I think, stringing a few phases together, cutting down the errors, just almost taking it really back to basics, and, it's still a game to be had.
I mean, you've come back before.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we like
many
a
time.
So yeah, could go 4 from 4 here.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, what do you think will be said in the changing rooms going out? It's 28-3 at the moment. How are you going to bring that back?
Yeah, key messages. It's 15 people on the pitch. We're not showing up here 15 people. I think we've got to get a little bit more northern grit. They're winning the collisions, and we've got to meet them here. We're not going to get any points out of this if we don't get a bit of aggression about us.
Do you think it's a sense of leadership as well on the field, maybe? Those more experienced players standing up and, bringing the young ones along to get in the game?
Yeah, a bit of that. I think we've had a few uncharacteristic errors. We need to just compose ourselves, get down to the right edge of the pitch and start getting some points on the board.
Yeah, and you've been in the right areas a few times, haven't you? So it's just converting those into points.
For sure.
And it's going up against teams like Harlequins where you get really tested, and not saying that you've had an easy start, it's definitely not been the case, but it's games like this where you see what the work-ons are for later on in the season.
Yeah, for sure. And I said earlier, Harlequins are one of the best teams they are, and they're proving it there, but we want to go toe to toe, and it's a big 40 minutes coming up.
Yeah, like you say, set piece, it's going to be a physical battle.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, the collisions, just getting that little bit of emphasis in the collisions, a little bit of go forward. It's only slight tweaks that are going to change this game around, and like you say, it's whoever comes out with the right mindset in the second half to actually put their presence, put their stature and put their stamp on the game.
Yeah, exactly. Sale Sharks is very much all about building. We've got a long season ahead. We are still very much at the beginning. So where do you want to see your Sale Sharks team go?
Scoring for some more points on the board would be a good start.
One game at a time.
Post-match.
Yeah.
Post-match.
Yeah, we've got Saracens. Saracens come here up to Manchester next week, and that'll be another big test, and we know that. We turn into the year, we've got Exeter and then Bristol. We've got 4 big games. You might say we've had 3 easy ones, but there's no game easy in this league.
No, there really isn't. Well, we can't wait to watch what your team bring in the second half. And we'll just wait and see what happens. You better run on after
I better get my running shoes back on and get my feet warm.
Great to speak to you, Vicky. Great to speak to you, Vicky. Now back to Nick in commentary for the second half. Enjoy.
Thank you, everybody. Tis a day for trying to keep out of the shade and into this wintry sunshine for as long as you possibly can. 2 teams back out then. Harlequins looking comfortably in control. Sale Sharks with 3 points on the board, but certainly a couple of members of the crowd coming past me at half-time, suggesting that that Sale Sharks pack may yet continue to pose a few more questions for Harlequins. And we saw it a couple of times. Referee Catherine Ritchie deeming that Sale Sharks need to straighten up as they apply their power, but it will be interesting. Jade Conkle-Roberts back in great form, topped the league in the last round with 24 carries. Player of the match against Loughborough Lightning at Franklin's Gardens.
Sail!
Great to have your company wherever you're watching, on BBC iPlayer or on Premier15s.com. Queen's announcer Mike Bovell with the dulcet tones, screaming "Come on you Quins" to the home side, but first penalty of the second half is going to go the way of Sale Sharks. Immediate aggression in putting the pressure on Quinn's kick receipt. They earn themselves the penalty.
And that's the start they wanted, wasn't it? They said they wanted to come out and be really strong, aggressive rugby, get themselves back in the game, and they've gained that penalty, and now they're already in the Harlequins 22.
Have you got your breath back yet?
Time off.
Just, can you say I'm holding it a little bit? Did you see that sprint up the stairs?
I did. I was very impressed.
In heels as well.
Very good. Voice of Vicky McQueen, who is with us here, formerly the Red Rose, and of course in charge of the women's rugby at Leicester Tigers. Quiet week at Leicester Tigers for coaches this week, Vicky?
Yes, very quiet. Very quiet. Very quiet for me as well, with no game this weekend.
Well, there is that, of course.
Yes, frozen off this morning, unfortunately. Our only game, not at Matty Holywood's Welford Road today, was supposed to be playing at Oval Park, so unfortunately the ice is broken and we have a postponed match.
Oh well, there's been a fair bit of it about, including in the Allianz Premier 15s.
Really, it's exciting to be on the path and winning. We're 8 from 8 at the moment, so we're really pleased with the performance this season so far.
Good stuff.
Time on!
Well, it's been a week of teams tendering with the RFU for the future of the Allianz Premier 15s. There have been a few hard meetings, few DORs and CEOs grilled for their interest in the seasons to come.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Hope it was a lovely time.
Yes, once.
Great to talk about what we've been doing.
Exactly.
This is a great drive from North from Sale. This is where they wanted to come out and make a statement, and they are.
They certainly are. Carly Walters is trying to get her hands in there to see if she needs to get in and play it. Now they're given the chance to use it, but in fact it's going to be Quinn to use it, and I think Sarah Bonner has broken away, having wrestled possession back. Super stuff.
They did a great job to steal that. Goodness knows how they stole that. It was at the back of the Sale, Donovan Moore. Very clever play for Harlequins.
Walters might have sensed the danger. She was trying to get in and get it away. Now then, Burford under plenty of pressure. Tuima. Oh, then manages to step the defence and hand it on to Emily Scott. And now the chase is on. Ball will beat everybody into touch, but that is a secure 50-metre gain from behind their own posts from Emily Scott. Not bad at all.
I'd say that was a great exit strategy, not something they'd probably planned, but yeah, brilliant to manage to have the confidence to throw the ball away around behind their own line and then make a 40-metre kick. Excellent play, really good exit by Harlequins.
No, we're gonna have a look.
High risk, high reward.
Lots of trouble if you don't get it right.
Joanna Kitlinski, USA International, in for fielding this week. Waters through White. Another good carry from Nick James. Oh, it was just too long of a pass, I think, for Grace White to fancy risking outside. With the
penalty.
option of Ella Amory running up and putting the pressure on, so it'll be back to Katie Benson to just do some of the simple stuff.
Seems they are going back to basics, which is what we suggested at half-time they needed to do.
Little juggle, but that's just been lost forward by Ona Antwis.
8, not rolling.
We're playing under penalty advantage against Conkle Roberts. And they look to tap and go. Irwin.
Thank you.
Good take, and then taking a couple of steps back inside goes Kay Searcy.
Turnover again, really good turnover from Quins. They're very good in that defensively, that strategy to snaffle the ball.
Hold 9!
Caitlin Leaney sends it on to Burford.
Hold in front.
Ball is kicked back downfield. That's just going to go over the head of Rachel Burford, who gets it into the breadbasket, then has the time to step away where Bella McKenzie was waiting. Almost a little bit of a banana kick effort. Waters will take it in. Has Katana Howard infield.
Hold.
Not going to look to her immediately, just going to find a little bit of empty turf and bounce the ball into touch.
No, it was sensible play, wasn't it? And things that they weren't doing in the first half, you can really see. I'm going to big up the coaches now. The talk they've done at half time has actually made them really take a big deep breath, think about what they're doing, and actually not rushing the basics, making sure they're looking after the ball, making the right decisions and staying in the game rather than throwing things away. It looks like there might be another injury.
Can I not
maybe just a bit of tape.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, but
USA
I'll take you back
International
to
Katie Benson
but
was
you're
on
playing
that
it there, so.
bench in the quarter-final against Canada at Rugby World Cup. What a Rugby World Cup it was.
It was amazing, wasn't it? Just
Ashlickin.
not quite right for us, almost, just at the end.
Thank you.
The chapter to be written will be at
Yes.
Twickenham in 2025.
It will, won't it? It's all set up properly, Nick.
That's what I've been telling everybody.
Yeah, fairy tale ending.
Thank you.
It was all meant to be, right? Just taking a few more years.
Time
to
on.
do it.
That's it. Down from Leaney.
Backward.
Initially backwards, then forwards.
First one back, second one forwards.
Tried to
That's it,
turn him
guys.
slightly.
You don't need
Lots
that.
of pressure from Sale. They've had to get the basics right, and basics is line speed, making sure they're up in their face in defence, and that he's putting the pressure on Harlequins. They didn't do that in the first half. They didn't put enough line speed and enough pressure on. When they've done it, they can make mistakes.
Quins opted to come in a little earlier today. There have been a few coughs and colds going around this week, as I think probably all of us have noticed. And so not perhaps the continuity they would have ideally had during training over the course of the week. So in this morning just to put a final few bits together.
9, stay there, stay there.
Waters, Katana Howard plays away for Irwin.
Powerful Irwin, really good, powerful athlete.
Yeah, almost like two inside centres, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Carry then from Delaney. Irish international, of course, news of that Irish rugby review this week. Plenty of questions had been asked, and we've really got to pay tribute to the players, whether it's
Advantage scrum.
in New Zealand, Canada or Ireland, who have stepped up, told the powers that be that things aren't good enough, and affecting change across those unions. Good to see some plans being put in place over the Irish Sea to improve the offering for girls and women's rugby through the grassroots and up to the elite level.
Yeah, it's really important that those people do step forward, like you say, and credit to them, because it is a really hard position to be in as a player, and or even as an ex-player to out what's been wrong. You know, it's hard, but some people have to do it, brave it, and then things happen.
Trying to make things happen here is Emily Scott. Took the outside arc, found Izzy Mayhew, but she was bundled into touch by three of the Sale Sharks contingent.
Yeah, just a nod to Washington again. You know, so powerful.
High
She was
tackle.
part of that three that
I've just seen it come
Queen's
over the
touched, but
shoulder.
Washington's work rate,
It's a penalty
her
only
strength,
for
her
you. You've got
power,
anything
you know, her all-round game's really been impressive.
Okay.
But she was
High
very much
tackle,
involved
penalty
in the
only,
three-man
over the
tackle.
shoulder.
Yeah, there were a few of them in on the charge.
Been a much better start to the half by Sale, really has. And they found themselves back in the 22, and that's where that ruthless edge hasn't quite been there. They've not took any points, but they've had some good phases of play in the centre of the field.
Plenty of noise coming out of the Sale Sharks' defensive positions around the line out. Harlequins not phased, engaging in the drive from the line out. Volume from a couple of hundred in at the stoop goes up.
Off the foot, yes.
Conkle Roberts driving between the two players and still marching on. There for Swords. Option off to the right.
Advantage.
Leany.
Lots of numbers out wide for Harlequins if they can get it there.
Well, certainly they're going to give it a try. Scott looks outside, goes herself, and Emily Scott gets the score for Harlequins. First try of the season for the Harlequins fullback. Always keen to keep the Quins' tempo going, and gets the first try of the second half. Harlequins' fifth of the match takes them up to 33.
I think that's the difference between the sides, isn't it? Harlequins have had the ball for a couple of 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes. Sale had lots of possession, didn't do anything with it. Harlequins have got some possession, and suddenly they're being quite ruthless, making sure the ball went out wide when it needed to, and a great score on the edge there. It was just moving the ball. The speed of their ruck is a lot quicker. You can really see the difference, and therefore the ball's going out faster, and a great try in the corner from Emily Scott.
They must have felt that Bella Mackenzie's attempts so far were all rather too easy. She's 4 from 4. But this is certainly going to test the Australian fly half.
Yeah, if she gets this over, there, you know, that's the full ticket we talked about at half time, being a great athlete, but it's a big kick from the wrong side for her.
Not quite going to have the legs. Radar, I think, was probably spot on.
Yeah, great direction. Just not quite the power from the tee, but a great effort. And 4 from 5 in the bag, 5 from 6. Just seeing Emily Scott's try again. Loads of power in that, a pace of power, and she started the move off, you know, when she was counter-attacking down the left-hand side. So again, Emily Scott's been everywhere today. Lots and lots of effort, loads of work rate from her.
Just hold time on. Matt, are the subs complete? Yep, we're good to go. Sorry, thank you. Time on.
Changes now being made. Can't keep you up to date with those. Majority of them just made by Sale Sharks.
19, high tackle.
3. And let's see Sarah Law come onto the field for Grace White. Change fly half position.
She's got a lovely strike of the ball, Mackenzie. She really has got power in her kicks, and that's from the tee and from hand. It's a really great element to her game to be able to lead that kicking way as well.
Thank you, yeah.
Casey Asik, Nicola Howlett.
I'll put time on.
Another couple have come off the field. Anne Young is on for Sale Sharks. Debut game for the club.
Thank you. Time on!
Opportunity for Quins to have another line out.
She's fine, she's
almost looked like that floated a little far right, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm surprised they got away with that one, but again, a great dynamic drive from that line out.
Clear, head down. Brown. Off the left foot and coming straight through. Not taking no for an answer, Shauna Brown. Good a few yards to keep Quins on the front foot, and then Conkle who will always do the same. Mackenzie, Burford, then from Tuima on to Scott. It's going to be the finish in the corner. Easy as you like for Izzy Mayhew. Harlequins get try number 6. And a solid start to the season from Izzy Mayhew continues in that fashion. A second try of the season. Harlequins get 6 on the board.
Great finish from Izzy Mayhew. She still had quite a bit to do, needed to fend and make sure she got over the line for the score. But brilliant hands from Harlequins in the first place. The ruck speed's much quicker this half, and they're starting to really up the ante against her. When they've got the ball, they are quick and they're ruthless. So here it is. It's a couple of really good passes put together, a nice little fend and a great dive in the corner from Izzy Mayhew. She's given her a test off the right foot now in a similar position. I think you're dancing, Nick.
I think I am. I'm loving it.
That's entertainment's high.
Keeping it warm.
I feel your pain. My feet are freezing.
Here we go then. Bella Mackenzie from the left. Oh, it just sneaks over. Super effort that one. And it will bring up the 4-0 for Harlequins. They've made the change as well. Of scrum half Emma Swords has gone off. Freya Orkin is on the field, a fellow touch rugby legend. Premier 15's debut for Richmond against Bristol, age 17, Orkin.
Yeah, brilliant nudge on the kick. That's absolutely the limit of her range, and nailed it really well.
Maggie Tarima can be called upon to step up from the tee. Penalty, Sale Sharks again after they have their restart and Quins make the first carry.
Yeah, again, really good in part Sale, aren't they? They're managing to bring that aggression and bring that body height into the breakdown on occasion, but just not all the time, and it's that consistency piece that they'll probably be looking to try and correct.
Sale Sharks.
Thank you.
Number 13, Vicky Irwin off the field. Being replaced by 21, Mari Grieve.
Looks like Rosie Gallagher's getting warm, or trying to get warm anyway, to get on the field.
Yeah, Sarah Bonner's number may be up momentarily.
There we go. There we go.
Sale Shark pushed into touch.
Numbers.
Nice to see Rosie Gallagher back. She had a cracking World Cup, really, really good. She was so unfortunate to miss out on the final.
Thank you. That's yours.
Used to coach her at Loughborough, actually.
Great athlete. And,
Great athlete.
And a great story as well, given what she's battled through. Illness and meningitis and injury, ankles and all sorts, but just hit form perfectly, particularly through that delayed COVID year. It was beneficial to her on her journey towards World Cup in New Zealand. We'll see Gallagher on shortly.
Play on.
Brown still going, fending, and then the power, and then the offload on the right. Oh, now there was a push to the floor. I wonder whether that might get looked at, or will it need to be? Harlequins are continuing to play.
Away. Yep.
Super work.
No, that's a good steal. We're on the penalty advantage for a late tackle on the kicker.
So there we go.
Okay.
Well spotted by the officials. It was certainly clear from our position. And
okay.
We'll just be able to have a little look here. Lovely offload here from Shauna Brown, and then
is your penalty for a late tackle on
one
the
of
kicker?
the more obvious
late
takeouts on Ella Amory.
Yeah, definitely shoulder in.
Or you've got where it was
contact, nowhere near the ball.
Thank you.
Great spot from the officials.
For me on
That's
that.
what they're there for. Brilliant.
Number 7,
But just
late
a
tackle
nod
on the
to
kicker,
Shawnee Brown
penalty on the 15.
on that powerful run, and actually managed to get the offload in as well. I think she's really enjoying the 6 role. I mean, it's where she originated from, isn't it? So, you know, to her to go back to 6 just gives her that bit more freedom.
Well, by all accounts, while she
Time
has
off.
learned to ply her trade in the front row for club and country,
Sub, please.
she does, under her breath, mention as often as possible, and then can I slip back into the back row. So I think she's been really looking forward to this week and getting back into that position as we finally see Rosie Gallagher. She's completed her set of squats and star jumps on the sideline to get ready to come on. And Sarah Bonner, scorer of Harlequins' second try this afternoon. Scottish international, able to make way, been really strong all game. Former Gloucester Hartpury, of course, and well, it is Rosie Gallagher onto the field, on the bench for that World Cup semi-final against Canada. Returned last week against Sarries off the bench, playing a little more than she might have expected with Katie Mew out. But on here for the best part of the last quarter plus of the game.
Great ground made by Sale.
Scrum advantage! No. We've got the first knock on from the line out. I'd not finished that.
I think that sums up their game so far.
Yeah,
really,
it's the scrums and knock
they've
on
come
the
out a
line
lot but stronger in the second half, but the errors are starting to creep in again, and that may be pressure, a little bit of anxiety.
Number 8 and number 13, sub please.
Yeah, it's just trying to find that continuity at the minute, isn't it?
Is it?
Molly Morrissey, one of those off the bench, former Gloucester Hartpury and Saracens. And now a couple more changes down below us. Langi Tuima and Jade Conkle-Roberts making way. Lucy Herriot.
There's the mark.
And Gio Comerford onto the field.
Time on.
It'd be nice to see Lucy Herriot back in the fray. She's top try scorer, isn't she? The season.
She's certainly come through the centre of excellence. Plenty of potential, making her Premier 15 debut. It's Worcester Warriors in round 1.
Set.
1, 2, 3, please.
Washington with the pick from the back.
Tackle.
Waters again as Sharks look to come around the corner.
Can't hear you.
Good choice to come in on the slight inside line from Eva Wood. Haven't seen her given the space that she would love to be in. A pocket rocket by all accounts.
Take him back.
Played out the back from Morrissey.
Backwards. Stay up, Quins.
Yeah, just not being quite clinical enough in their passing. When they're playing in the tight, they look really powerful. Seems they're looking to move the point of contact.
Hold right in
Errors
front.
creeping.
Wingers, put them on.
Down for Scott. It's on the outside. Cuts back in. Balletic from Emily Scott.
19 straight off feet.
But it's Rosie Gallagher. New onto the field.
19
Pinged for
off
going
feet.
off her feet. You're allowed to come in and get over the ball to help secure it for a teammate, but if you're going off your feet and over it, not allowing fair competition for the ball, well, you can find yourself in the referee's notebook. Penalty against Gallagher.
Yeah, it's sometimes a bit harder when you just come on the field to kind of sense where the referee is and what, I'm sure Gallagher will realise quite quickly what she needs to be careful of and what she doesn't.
Time off,
She's a
number
clever
2,
player.
sub please.
Rosie Gallagher, Catherine Ritchie,
Rachel?
Rosie Gallagher.
Rachel.
Exactly.
Davinia Catlin, one of those coming on to the field now, replacing Rosie Dobson.
There's a couple and she's in straight off her feet there, so just some control when they're coming in.
7th season with Quins for Catlin.
Yeah, not just dive straight beyond.
Popular figure at the club as just comes into the line.
We'll get you.
Yeah, how's her baby
line's
now?
perfect, thank you.
Nearly 2 years
wow,
old. Team baby Caden.
Time
baby.
on.
Coming up for 2 years.
Grown up with the squad.
Advantage
There
scrum.
you go. And if you're in the Croydon area looking for some sportswear, then the winning margin is Davinia's shop.
Let's get yourself down there.
Scrum advantage over.
Little dummy from Waters to try and just take an extra couple of metres. Ball played away as Sarah Law.
No tackles made.
She's played enough at 9 to know what she's doing. Shauna
No
Brown
lead now, second go.
hoping she might get the reward there, but not that time. And that's come off the hand of Mackenzie. It'll just be a penalty.
She called one of those in the first half, didn't she? I think quite hot on that, referee. Bit borderline, but again, she's making a statement. They've got to look to try and grasp the ball with 2 hands or at least catch it with 1.
Quins going in search of try number 7.
Off, number 1 and number 12, sub please.
Now we have
Quins, sorry.
Further changes
And number
being
1,
made.
2, 3 and 9. There we go.
Four for Sale.
Number
I think
1,
they're
2,
looking to
3 and
make a
9,
statement.
please.
Maybe
Yeah.
need to shake it up a bit.
Cavalry are ready to come on. Neve Swales, Katie Horton,
Brilliant, thank you.
Laura Perrin
To everybody's help.
and Rachel McLaughlin
You?
all onto the field as we see Rachel Burford also replaced.
Time on. Oh, yep.
Yeah, she's done a good job today, Rachel Burford. Always does, leads by example. A great leader on the field. And some really good skills on show.
Perrin away.
Knock on in the tackle there.
Speeding up into the tackle was Ella Amory.
Are we inside or outside the 50? Are you going to be inside yours? Yeah. Yeah, because it's on the line.
Over here, Mike Bovell, the stadium announcer, confirming it's Rachel Burford off, Ellie Green on, and Cherie Cooper is on for Chloe Edwards.
It's a really good attacking opportunity here. A centre field scrum for Sale. A real good chance for them to do something.
Okay, stand
for me, 8, 9, 15.
Come a bit
move
closer
here,
if we
but
need.
doesn't
Your
look like
hips
they're
are
gonna do
pointing
that.
out, so it's never going to be stable.
But they need to make some impact now. Approaching the last quarter of the game.
Shauna Brown moved up to the front row now.
Here we go, Katie.
She went like that.
Coach!
Here we go,
Keep me at 6, please.
Up doing the job alongside Catlin and Cooper.
Set!
Cherie Cooper, long-standing player, came through the development squad and now works with the schools programme as a coach. Was there for Perrin to get away. Then Law might have just overcooked it. Oh dear. Frustration from the 50-cap Scottish international.
Thank you.
Wanted to get that right, needed to get that right. It would have been a nice nudge if it had gone right, but yeah, just not quite accuracy on the kick, and therefore takes the line out right back to where she kicked it from.
Sale, step on your front man.
And it's those things the coaching staff will be looking at the end of the game, and how they didn't get the points on the board.
Down from Galligan. Orkin fizzed away the pass. Oh, but just another bit of inaccuracy in the midfield. Mayhew has moved in there with Green coming onto the field. And Mayhew, more of a natural centre than winger. Just not quite connected in terms of pass and position.
Yeah, so another opportunity for Sale to do something with this scrum. They really need to take the opportunity. They've got a solid platform in the scrum. All they need to do is stick to basics, make gain line, look after the ball, put it through the phases, and get themselves in a good scoring position.
Bye!
4 previous Alliance Premier 15s matches against Sale Sharks. Harlequins have scored 30 plus points in them and conceded just 10 or less.
Not driving straight.
I think that might be commentators' curse, Nick. That wasn't a steady platform, and they've now lost the scrum. Penalty Harlequins. Maybe Shauna Brown up to props there.
There we go.
Change the dynamics slightly.
I wanted to prove you wrong. I'm very happy here.
It's my bread and butter. A very dominant scrum by Harlequins, and if Sale lose that, they will struggle because they've had that platform. So here we go. Ball's going in, and just that secondary shove. Great driving angle from Harlequins.
First time we've really seen that from the home side all afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, there's been real parity in the scrums, and almost a sense of a dominance in occasion. So they've certainly righted that in that scrum.
17, stay!
Catlin has her hands on it.
It's down by Quins. Use now.
Orkin has been given one
Advantage penalty, side entry.
request to use. Now we'll get it away. Mackenzie. Scott, well taken. Is there going to be room on the outside for the finish from Gio Comerford? Orkin gets there. Galligan wanted it, but Cleel was first to make it to the bar.
No! Leave red!
Decent carry. Caitlin Leaney.
This is where Harlequins are strong. They're making meters every time they're taking the ball into contact. They're driving their legs through, and their second person in is doing a good job.
Penalty advantage being played against Anne Young as well for not rolling away. So Quins have got a relative free shot here. Robinson.
Ball is there.
Number of players around the ball. They've not got an awful lot of width, but now they start to fan out. More options to the right than left at the minute, but Quins will pick and go.
Arrive up, Quins!
Purely strategy here. They're literally just taking the ball, deciding they're going for their pick and go policy and sticking to it.
No. 16. You're not supporting your weight, but we have penalty advantage for 17.
It's a really good
not
spot
rolling.
that by Catherine Ritchie, because
So we're coming back here.
temptation will be to just see that forward momentum, to see the pick and go and see it continuing to go towards the line, but
Yeah.
Davina Catlin just going straight off her
Not
feet,
rolling.
not allowing there to be a competition. And Catherine Ritchie saying, look, you were under penalty advantage, we will bring you back, but I can't allow you to play in that way. And well, I'm a fan of that.
You're right, Nick. It's the right way to be as a referee, being strong, being assertive, and actually noticing the detail. Because, like you say, could have easily run away with her. Oh, it's a pick and go, it's a pick and go. They're in control. So, yeah, really good call from the referee.
Got to do it right if you're going to do it.
Sail on the line, please.
100%.
Guys? Guys, remember to keep the ball carrier really accessible. You're going to set up for them all, okay?
Is it going to be Galligan? Plenty of movement at the front. It will be Galligan. It's a little overthrown, so Emily Robinson will tidy up.
No, 7.
Now it's pick and go time again, getting ever so close to the line that time. Well, our camera's showing it over the line on this side, but
Held up.
Catherine Ritchie saying she can't see it and it's over the line, so therefore held up is the call.
Yeah,
Oh, that was close.
It was really close, wasn't it? But it's a very, very good defensive technique to be able to get under the ball, and it is a different technique when you're on your goal line. You are looking to get under the ball, and they managed to do that really well.
Goal line dropout, having been held up. Scott receives it, then through Orkin onto Green. Brown waits. Carried well. Shauna Brown. Such an asset to this Harlequins team.
No lever.
Benefited from the little G up that I think a little spell out of the England team perhaps gave her. Just reminded her to be on top of her detail scrum wise and take nothing for granted.
Yeah, she's certainly grown as a player over the last couple of years. Really is the full ticket.
Cleo.
Don't hold her there. Don't hold her there.
Galligan. Washington in to make sure that the red row, second row doesn't get away. Now another penalty advantage.
Yep.
Robinson. Cold day, can't blame them for cuddling each other over the touchline, can you? Oh, that looks like a really good potential turnover position.
4 not rolling.
It was from Neve Swales, but not able to be rewarded because there was a penalty pending.
It's going to be there.
Yeah, so another good
2 not
turnover,
rollings
but
in
like I
quick
say,
succession.
already advantage
I will
given.
not give it when they're being
Having a
trapped
word
in.
with Sale
So
now,
they've got to
maybe
clear it out of the
too
way.
many penalties near the line.
Take time off, okay?
Maybe a warning. Talk to your players, please.
Yeah, Georgie Peris-Redding
No,
will
we've
be
got time off
given
for
the
the
chance to have a chat.
But like you were saying, Nick, I don't blame them. It is cold out there. Plenty of close contact.
That's it.
Okay.
But pick and goes are working, aren't they? They're working really well. And it's like the line out driving more. You don't go away from things that are working. The pick and go seems to be really successful. They've just got so much power in that 0 to 5 metres from most of the pack, and it's really showing today.
Not entirely sure that a penalty in this area would have resulted in Quins calling for a scrum for perhaps the first hour of the match, but they're definitely sensing that with the changes that have come on, they've got dominance in that area now, so that's the option they've gone for. Suck in some of those forwards. Are we going to perhaps see something from the Quins' backs?
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I think there might be a bit of a shove first.
Yeah, I dare say you're right. But Ellie Green is waiting for it. She's got Bella McKenzie just behind her to her right.
Can't have you two.
Mayhew
Can't have you
and
two head on head.
Comerford all to the left. Emily Scott stepping in first receiver on the right hand side behind this scrum. Just see Ellie Green, bottom of your picture. Or will it be Flo Robinson to try and control a slow, steady shove? Answers on a postcard. Nearly ready to go.
It's a long way way to go, but I think they'll give it a shift to start with. Oh, here we go.
Yep, you're good.
It's coming out.
Away for Green. To the back for Mackenzie. One-on-one chance to try and finish. Job not quite done by Eva Wood, but denied Quins at the first attempt.
Advantage penalty, 18 high
Then
tackle.
another big carry from Lucy Herriot and Shauna Brown.
Got so much width out wide. If they can push it out, whistle goes.
Okay, number 18.
Katie
Georgie.
Horton.
Third one here. Got a high tackle. She made contact with low force ahead, but she's falling, so it's gone from a yellow
Onto
to a
the
penalty
pocket, not
for the high
happy.
tackle. But it's repeated infringements, so it's going to be a yellow card for 18.
So repeated penalties in the area, but well explained by Catherine Ritchie. There was a head contact which she
scrum
mitigated
called.
down to just a penalty,
Thank
but
you,
the
yep.
persistent infringement
Got time off.
is the reason for sitting a player on the bench. So Horton will take the yellow card.
Okay. Matt, have we got a replacement prop? Okay. Do we know who's going to come off? Or? Thank you. 6. 8 red, please. Come on.
She's trying to get on top of potential change here, and I think we've got Alicia Washington, who's going to be making way because of the yellow card.
Alright, so we'll... Oh. Go on, Em. I mean, here? Yeah. Right. Time on.
Let's go. Let's call that. Golden time. Second.
Crouch. Bind.
Come on now.
Set. Early wait.
Spending a lot of time then, Harlequins. They just need to get it in, and now they've been penalised.
Well, while they're waiting for the ball to get in, the
Oh, yeah,
front row
5,
decided we
5, yep.
should get onto this and start engaging, and they were early,
Early
so
wait
that's
through
given
the
the free
props.
kick to Sale Sharks.
Yeah, not great detail by Harlequins on their own attacking line.
Not quite the penalty clearance that Sale Sharks needed, though. Well taken by Mackenzie, and now a chance. Oh, and that was a big hit off the ball. Came the way of Ella Amory. Entirely sure it was spotted, but now this is Shauna Brown arriving. Will always make a couple of metres for you. Floated out in front of Bryony Cleal, who again is someone who needs no invitation to get you over the gain line. Green enjoying herself as Mackenzie slides slightly into that inside centre type role, vacated by Rachel Burford. Robinson still showing good energy and footwork as we tick through the 70 minutes.
Penalty advantage, Quins.
Penalty advantage from Cleal onto Catlin, and Catlin then onto Brown, who's really well driven back by Niamh Swales. Green
This is good.
looked to vary it, put it on the floor.
No.
They knew they had the advantage,
Penalty advantage.
as it's tidied up by
21
Delaney.
tackle off the ball. Back here. Thank you.
Yeah, they knew it was coming, and this is an opportunity for Harlequins to finish the match in style. They've got a centre field scrum in the attacking 22.
We're just being talked from Sir Mark.
Potentially a line out, potentially a scrum.
Thank you.
We'll see what decision
Contact
Mackenzie
off the ball.
makes. It's line out.
What was that? Time off. Number 6, sub please. Time off to the sub. But yes, on the line please.
So more changes being made for Harlequins. Shauna Brown leaving the field, replaced by Hannah Duffy.
Sets on them all please. Yeah, I'm on middle. Okay, give him the step. Time on.
A great shift from Shauna Brown.
Galligan didn't have an awful lot of time, just enough to tip it down for Bryony Cleal, who looks like she's got the ball on the whitewash. Catherine Ritchie not quite the right side to see it. So Quins are going to get another chance. Bryony Cleal, they have that one chalked off. But anyway, they continue to drive. Sale Sharks hold it up again.
Goal line drop off the ball.
Oh, and well, it's not going to be a scoreline where that one particularly matters. But Bryony Cleal, if it gets to the end of the season and she's one short of the record, she could be a little miffed.
I think she might be a little miffed there. I think she actually has to lift it back off the line to put it back, to try and put it back on the line, unfortunately. But like you say, Nick, it's not a game changer. You know, and fair play to Sale for managing to almost get themselves under the ball again.
Time off.
Defensively.
I've got about 8 left. Yeah. Thank you. Is she good?
Just looking again at this
Pretty busy
replay.
watching them all.
But yeah, for us it looked like it was grounded. But on the
Time
second
on, about 8
attempt,
to go.
definitely held up.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Goal line drop out then for Sale Sharks. They come down, I thought for Comerford, but Gallagher has got well in there.
I'll move.
Up for Cleal. Robinson, half checker run. Good tackle on her. Catlin round the corner.
Tackle! No, leave it! 7 out!
Cleal once more. Oh, but this way.
Holding on.
This time the penalty goes against Quins. It's super work as they get in over the top. Sale Sharks.
And you can't rate their work ethic and their energy levels. You know, they've kept working till to the end, but they just haven't been able to convert.
Well, it's about that time. Vicky McQueen, who's impressed you this afternoon?
Several contenders, Nick, to be fair. You know, definitely a mention for Mackenzie, who's been absolutely everywhere. Fantastic in open play, kicking game. But I don't think we can move away from Shawnee Brown. Absolutely fantastic. I know she's just been removed from the field, but she's been 100% committed to the 6 role. Come in, her phases, she's been completing the number of carries. An absolute hero of the game today, and to go up into prop for the last 10 minutes and really make a difference there as well. Hugely deserved. Man of the match, Shawnee Brown. Player of the match, sorry, Shawnee Brown.
Yeah, our Allianz Premier 15 player of the match, Shauna Brown then. She's even joining in with a chorus of the mighty Quinn as she cheers on those. Concluding the effort on the field. Orkin barking at the forwards, getting them where she wants them to be. Cleal mixing it up with the little short pass. Green. Flat ball for Robinson, who does nicely to carry and get the head under the arm. Green again. Oh, that's a lovely line from Mayhew. Able to bounce back to her feet and then keep going, is he, Mayhew? Double hit on her. You could hear the crowd react to it.
Ball is out.
Ball was out. That's really good awareness from Rachel McLaughlin, Scottish international, getting in there, but then Sale unable to really make the most of it. Long ball out to the right hand side. Lucy Herriot in an acre of space needs to just try and stay alive long enough to get the support, and Cleal will arrive. One woman cavalry, but unfortunately from a Quins perspective, Sale Sharks do the job defensively and find the touchline. Mayhew in the meantime I think has got a bit of calf cramp to attend to.
Scrum advantage that I call
I always think a bit of cramp shows you the work rate of the athlete on the field. The fact they've emptied the tank, the fact they've got to the point where they are cramping up. But a cracking run from Mayhew through the centre of midfield. Couple of players just literally bowled away from her. That shows the class of the athlete.
A few minutes left on our on-screen clock. We will be on the official watch of our referee Catherine Ritchie.
Shout out for Cleal as well today. I mean, she's had a really good game. Probably meant to mention her in the build up to the player of the match. Just really clinical. Got a try, got herself on the scoreboard, but her scrimmaging technically, her carries, her work rate have been really good.
Thank you. We've still got time off. Yeah, so that's good. Thank you. Time on.
Sale having to build from their own line in the final few minutes. Catlin's just stayed down, having been caught in trying to make the tackle there. Good take by Amory. Coming in field and looking for that little bit of space. What a good steal though.
Oh. No, you've not rolled. 23 has not rolled first.
When it went against Laura Perrin, which was deemed to be the reason that the turnover was possible.
Yeah.
I think just the penalty count's been high for Sale, but they have made some cracking turnovers as well. But I think when you scrabble into to chasing a game, those penalties will come, and they're just trying to take the opportunities, but they just haven't been able to string the phases of play together, to be able to put things together that that actually means something in terms of points.
Not straight.
Quins line out, not straight. Just getting word of our other game, which was at 2:30 kick-off. Gloucester Hartpury 22 points to 0 up at Saracens. They are the team to watch this season, and no mistake. Certainly with the amount of players that have been on their way down to the Alpas Arena, but that's not a bad scoreline for the first half.
Pretty impressive, that, isn't it? Not surprised though, like you say, Nick. I think Gloucester Hartpury are absolutely the team on form and growing in stature week on week.
Sean Lynn, the Pep Guardiola of the Islands Premier 15s.
Yeah.
Away. Yes.
Lots of influential players there, and a great coaching setup as well.
So Sharks sensibly opt for just a close carry, give themselves a little bit more time. Harlequins are looking certainly to be more of a threat defensively this season, wanting to work on their line speed, and you can see them showing the hunger to try and get in. At that time,
hands in the ruck.
Hands in the ruck illegally, as we hear. A little limp away from Iona Antwis.
And you're right, Nick, it's all about hunger defences. You've got to enjoy defence. It sounds crazy to some people that don't want to be tackling out there 24/7, but defence is about hunger. It's about desire to make the next tackle, get back up, do the next job.
Are you going to kick, or are you going to?
And it looks like Harlequins have really sort of taken that mantra
you've got about 2.5 to go
this season.
About 2.5. We back? Time on.
I'm not sure my toes are going to last much longer, Nick, I have to be honest.
Nearly there, Vicky, nearly there.
I've got a pair of socks in my pocket that I forgot to put on.
They're no use to you there.
They're not, are they?
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll have some post-match reaction for you here as well in just a few minutes. We'll hear from Shauna Brown, coaches as well, as we wrap up the events here at the Stoop. It's been a comprehensive performance from Harlequins. Sale Sharks coming here with those 3 wins on the board.
Board is there.
Real sense from Rachel Taylor that this would be a tough outing, and so just wanted to give a little bit of variation in the coach and reward players who've been playing well, give them a chance to come down here and not feel overawed and have a go. We've certainly seen plenty of that in patches from Sale Sharks.
Away!
Comerford nearly losing control of it, but getting the benefit of the doubt as it's away through Law and then Morrissey. Laura Perrin, I should say.
Tackle!
I think you're right, Nick. In patches, they've been really impressive. There's been a few nice line breaks, a few little nice kicks, but just not stringing it together.
This is a lovely little run down the touchline, but Amory's not going to get the chance to finish it off. Little look at the watch from Catherine Ritchie.
Thank you, that's yours.
Yeah, as a winger, you really want to get on those opportunities. So close, yet so far.
Now, I'm reliably told that
Win.
Harlequins managed to keep this clean sheet tries-wise. Then it'll be 140 minutes for the home side without conceding one. It looks like they might score another one while we're still here. Oh, but it's penalty to Sale Sharks as they go in at the side. In fact, I should at this point give a shout out. Yesterday, as we were preparing for which game we might be covering, I nearly had 138 players prepared, given that it was one moment at one club, somewhere else. Delighted to be at Harlequins this afternoon. But a shout out to my commentary colleagues, Dave Rogers and Claire Thomas, who both immediately were in touch to say, if you want some notes, given I know it's last minute, on Harlequins and Sale Sharks, then I'm more than happy to send them over. So we might all be competing for the same job sometimes, but that's the sort of love you get from a good team, isn't it?
That's the spirit. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Isn't that lovely?
That's the rugby spirit, Nick.
I owe them an eggnog or two, that's for sure.
Ball's there.
I thought you might say a pint.
Wow, it's festive
Yes,
mention.
True, very true.
Come on, keep up at the back.
Oh no, gosh, I didn't realise it was that close.
3 out. No, leave it. Away.
Katana Howard had to stoop low to get that one.
High tackle.
Seatbelt tackle will be given against Bella McKenzie, but is there any room to set away? Eva Word, volume certainly went up. They'd have loved just another 3 or 4 metres of space for her to play into as Perrin plays it back in field.
No, penalty advantage. Back hit 10 high tackle.
Cleel went in to disrupt, but they were already under penalty advantage, as you hear.
Number 10 high tackle. Over the shoulder penalty.
If I was them, I'd have tapped and gone then at this point, got nothing to lose, race across, get the ball, keep the tempo. You've got a young, fit team, but they look like they're opting for a line out that they might not have time for.
Off.
That might be one of those where the idea of the quick tap looks good in the stands, but the 80th minute on the field.
Oh, it's all about work rate for me, Nick.
Do a free tap and kick. That's it, yeah.
Yeah, do it. No more turn.
Ready? Time on, 10 high tackle.
So, last moment of the match then will just be the clearance into touch from Mary Grieve. Referee Catherine Ritchie blows the final whistle. And Harlequins have blown Sale Sharks away at home at the Stoop. Rachel Taylor's side knew it was going to be a tough afternoon, giving the opportunity to a few of their new players. A few that have impressed being rewarded as some of the USA internationals come back into the fold. But a player of the match performance from Shauna Brown on her full return into the side. The likes of Bryony Cleal showing strongly, Australian Bella McKenzie, as Vicky McQueen also doing a good job of steering the ship, and of course Rachel Burford fizzing those passes around. 6 tries on the board then for the home side, 10 points to the boot of Bella McKenzie. Just the 3 points on the board for Sale Sharks in the end through the penalty from Grace White.
Yeah, absolutely nailed it there, Nick. It's a game of, all about Harlequins, wasn't it? They had the power, they had the dominance, they did the basics well. They wanted to put on a show at home and put any doubts away in their head that Sale were going to come and do anything here, and they absolutely didn't. Nothing across their own defensive try line. Always really impressive. But what impressed me most was the variety with which they were scoring tries or putting plays together. To be fair, the line out was very solid. The scrum was in the second half, but the backs showed what they could do as well. There was some really fizzy, nice, neat phases of play from the backs as well.